Okay, one more thing that I wanted to show you was how to kind of cheat rather than spend a lot of time measuring both sides. So this sign that I'm doing is one of the last name ones with the leaves, and so it's a large dark walnut sign, and we know that the dark walnut signs are just about 17.5 inches long. So half of 17.5 is 8.75 inches. So every time that we do a dark walnut sign and something is centered, or I'm sorry, every time that we do a large sign and it's centered, the vinyl centered, we can find the halfway point on the sign by marking 8.75 inches. And what I do is I just use my X-Acto knife. Unfortunately, I gave you mine by accident, so I just have this ghetto blade right here. But what I just do is I just like stick my X-Acto knife in where 8.75 inches is, and I remove the measuring tape so you can see where the X-Acto knife is, measures the halfway point. So then you know that this part right here is also centered on the sign. So you want to find the halfway, the center of this. So what you do is you just measure it, which I already did so that I could kind of do this video. And it's 11 inches. So you know that half of 11 is 5.5. So I always have a Sharpie close by, and I would just mark 5.5 right there, so you can see I just marked it. And I already did the transfer paper and like used the scraper, so it's all ready. So this is on the transfer paper, not on the vinyl, the Sharpie markers. So I'm gonna set the phone down and I'm gonna peel off the transfer paper so I can show you this. 1 minute. So what I'm going to do next is I'm going to line up the blue Sharpie marker with the center of the dark walnut sign where the X-Acto blade is. And I'll show you after I lay it down. I just can't because I don't have enough hands. And I'm just gonna eye it to make sure that it's even, and that looks good. So here, what I'm going to show you is, so you can see that the transfer paper is on there, and if you look really closely, there is the blue mark and there is the X-Acto knife. So it doesn't line up perfectly, but like I said, it lines up good enough. And then I usually line it up so that it's just like, I don't know, it looks like maybe like a little less than 1/4 inch, but then you can kind of eye it. So even though the space is not even up here, down here, this is how I do it. So, and then I'll just scrape it and pull it off. And then you can just add the leaves on both sides and it's done. So I hope you find it easier that way.